Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to try the cloud pour again. The monochromatic cloud pour. I'm going to try it again. And I'm using my over-the-counter, I don't like the light. Let me see. Good. Good. Eliminate some of the shadow. Wow, that's good light. That's good light. Still a little shadow here, but okay, let's see what happens. So we're trying again. Monochromatic. That still looks too much the same. So you got to put a little bit of this for I think the thickness is better than the last time. Okay. I'll put a little bit more. Okay, that's good. And going to spread it out. I'm going to spread this out. Okay. I think all the covers, I think they're all covered. Okay, you run and get my torch. Give this a little bit of torching. My new overhead setup here. Got it on Amazon if anybody wants to know. It was about $60. Very easy to set up. Should have got one of these long ago. Okay. I'm being a little fussy again about this because I don't want the canvas showing. This could have been a little thicker. Yeah, could have been a little thicker. Let's hope it works this time, okay? This is my last attempt at this. Okay, for now anyway. Okay, so I've got the darker one made up, and that was the base. Then she gets a little deeper, but not as deep as the base. And then she uses even a little lighter, and then almost pure white. The last three have the deco art in it. It looks like a pretty good consistency. I think this one is still not dark enough, so hold on a minute. I'm gonna get another cup and make it just a tad darker. If it got darker, let's see if this gets darker. I don't want it as dark as the base, but it's got to be darker than the middle. And let's see if how the consistency is. Consistency looks good. It's definitely darker now than it was. And this is lighter. This is a little darker. Okay, this should work. Say a prayer. Okay, here we go. We're gonna try it. So we need our pitcher. Okay. I'm very disorganized today. Got the pitcher, okay. Probably doesn't even have to be this big a pitcher because it's a very small canvas. I think it's 10 by 10. So first she starts actually with her dark color. And it's the one that does not have the, save some for the top because she puts some over the top too. And I'm not going to put a lot. Then she puts the next color and she does it from high, like that. So it dives in, okay? Then she puts the next one lighter, the next lighter color. From high. And then she puts the last color, which is almost white, the least turquoise in it. And okay, let's hope to get some cloud cells. That might have been a little thick. I'll tell you, if I don't get it right this time, I give up on this particular pour for a while. It's very frustrating. And then she takes the rest of the leftover base and goes like that. Not from high, just covers the whole top like that. Okay. And then she pours. So let's see what happens. Have I got you in focus? Okay, yeah. All right, here we go. Oh, please let it happen, God. So she doesn't do tree ring pour or anything. She just pours. And if it's working, I should begin to see things popping up pretty quickly. Oh, I see the white. That's better than the last time. It's a straight pour. Well, it's a little better than the last two times. Okay, see what happens. Now we just gotta wait a few minutes. A lot of bubbles. So I'm going to selfie different than the last time. I'm seeing more white, which is good. Oh, what is this thing doing here? This little footy. All right, I don't want that going off the side right now. No, I don't know. Maybe I gotta be patient a few minutes. Okay, maybe I gotta be patient a few minutes. Whoa. Don't have this balanced right. Disaster. Okay, this one is... Something's popping up in here. Something's popping up in here. I don't think it's going to happen again. I got to give it a few moments. Give it a few moments. I should have used my yogurt cups instead. It does have a lot more white, but is it going to make cloud cells? That's the key. So, a little bit of this. Hopefully we can stimulate something happening. It does have finger cells, but I want those beautiful cloud cells. And so far, I'm not seeing that. Could have been the base was a little too watery. I mean, everything affects this pour. If you got one thing off, it's just not going to happen. Okay, let's see what happens. So the corner is, okay. Well, it's getting lighter in here, which, that's good. I did use a lot more white this time and a lot less turquoise in it. And I think what I'm going to do is take that little bit of leftover white and just put a little tree ring pour right in the middle, because she did have a lot of white in the center. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should have done that with some blue. Now I got one big white blob in the middle. Okay, you know what I'll do? I've got some of that blue left. I'm going to put that in there too. This is going to be strange. See what happens. See what happens. Okay. It is doing something around the edge, but I don't know if that's going to be a tree ring pour. I mean, it's going to be a cloud cell pour. This is the lighter one. I'm just putting a little bit of that. And then I'm going to just put, I should have put them all in a cup in layers again, but I didn't, so I'm trying to do it this way. See what happens. Okay, I'm going to give it another shot with the gun. Now by this time, hers were already popping up with a lot of white spots all around here. So my deco art stuff might have just been not good. Plus, to thin it out, because it was so thick and lumpy, I had to strain it. To thin it out, I did put a little bit of Liquitex in it also. A little bit of Liquitex pouring medium. Okay, I am going to tilt. There is some nice finger cells coming up in here, but for me, it's just too much the same colors still. But let's see what happens when we tilt. Let's see what happens when we tilt. So she went off. Well, I'm going to just spin it around a little first, just to stimulate the paint. And I'll let some excess go off the sides because there's a lot of paint on here. I do not see cloud cells happening here. And that middle is kind of a disaster. Well, I'm getting fingers, but I'm not getting cloud cells. I'm getting finger cells. I'll let that go off the edge and bring it back. A lot of fingers. Can you see that? All those finger cells coming up in here. But not cloud cells. No. This is the last one I'm trying to do with that technique of hers. You want to watch her do it? Go to Gina DeLuca on YouTube and just put in Gina DeLuca cloud cell pour. And it's just amazing. Now it's making a little something in here. It did make a lot of nice little finger cells, but not white enough. Not enough. I got a nice variation between this back and this. I did get that. And I do have more white than last time. I do not like this thing in the middle. So I'm going to just ruin it. Ruin it. See if I can get a better middle by just ruining it. There you go. Okay, let's see what happens doing that. It's a better blend. I do like the fingers, but that's not enough. Just not enough contrast between the. Supposed to be 3 colors contrasting in a dark base, and you're supposed to get a 3D effect. And I'm just not. There's something trying to come up over there. I think when I get to Florida, I'm going to do get some fresh deco art enamel. And because they didn't have it in the store here, and mine was old. So it's very possible that that's the problem. It's, you know, it's not terrible. I'm just giving it a second to see what else might be coming up. You got some, I really like the finger cells. There's an awful lot of paint on here. I'm going to have to pour some more off. Now hers, by this time, it was loaded with cloud cells. I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty, but it's not what I was aiming for. So I'm going to just spill some of this off. See if I can stimulate some action. Kind of want to save the finger cells. Can you see this? Yeah, this overhead camera is pretty fun. I'm going to just let that grow. I'm going to just let that grow a little more. And she goes very slowly. I'm going too fast. She goes very slowly. Very slowly. Much slower than this for this particular kind of pour. Very slowly. So unfortunately, I think it's another disappointing pour trying to achieve cloud cell pour. Kind of like what I did to the middle. And I do like the fingers. Can you see the fingers? Okay, good. I like this overhead camera. Well, we'll see when I look at it. Now it's moving a lot slower. I think I want to get some of that circle off. You know, let some of that paint come off too. All right. Kind of like it not in the middle. It's slowing up a lot. That's good. Slowing up a lot. And I'm just making it move like this to see if I could just stimulate some cell action. There are 3 tones in this. I'll have to say that. But for the life of me, I have no idea why it's not making cloud cells. I did everything she told me to do, and it's just not making the cloud cells. It'd be funny if I came back in a half an hour and there they were. I wish. All right. Yeah, it's a lot of it going off. I want to bring back the fingers. I'm sorry about that shadow. Oh, it's better down here. Okay. I just want you to take a look at what's happening. Can you see that? Kind of looks pretty nice, actually. But, it's pretty. It's just not what I wanted. I did achieve 3 shades of the turquoise. I did do that. Thanks to that white that I plopped in at the end. Okay, just want to get a little more paint off. Okay, so I'm going to actually show you the 3 attempts. 2 are dry. And this is my last attempt. It's very soft. I like the composition. I like the, let's see if I get this thing to sit right so I can put this on top. I like the color. Color is pretty. Just not what I wanted. That makes me mad. Okay. Especially since I went to so much bother with that deco art, straining it and getting every lump out. I have to say there's no lumps in this, which is my hard work paid off in that respect. Just want to make sure I don't have any empty blank canvas all the way around. Looks pretty good. Let me just check behind there. It's very soft. Color is pretty. Okay, this guy is not under there. There we go. Don't know how level this is, but I'm going to just leave it in the box. I'm just level it up. I'm just going to leave it in the box. There you go. The sides are nice and covered. That's good. And this is pretty. And actually what I'm getting is some nice finger cells. These are finger cells, but not the, and I think there's enough paint off this right now too. I think there's enough paint off this. So I think we're gonna just stop, let it dry. I'm gonna torch it one more time. Let me wipe my hands off before I torch it. It's pretty. I'm gonna keep it. I think it's pretty. Even though it's not what I, and actually with pour painting, a lot of times you just have to wing it, and if it doesn't work one way, you might get something else that's, you know, halfway decent, nice. Okay. So, yeah, I like the finger cells. And I even like this shape in here. I do. And I'm going to stretch it a little bit more. I want it to grow a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to let it grow a little bit more. Because I do like that shape in the middle. You still get sometimes these little doodads in the paint, and you got to get it out while it's wet, just under the surface, and when it dries it'll just stick out like a sore thumb. Okay, we got rid of it. I think we did. Let me see if there's any others. This corner is kind of a mess. Let me get that fixed. Okay, so this is the finicky time to just do things like that. That's it, I think. Keep painting and have fun. Don't let it frustrate you too much. I knew I said I was going to keep it, but I changed my mind. And also, I really don't like what these lights are doing to the color. Let me see if I shut this and get a better reading of the color. Ah, I think that's better, but it's too dark. I've got to leave it on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, got my leftover paint. I'm not going to put down a cushion because I'm going to use the old painting as a cushion. And I added a lot more of the deco art to the white. And let's see what happens. I'm just experimenting. That's it. I'm just experimenting. I'm doing a little different movement also. Just dashes. Dashes usually make fingers, which it is. I did add a lot more of the deco art to the white. Let's see what happens. It was pretty, but it was not exactly what I wanted. Oh, this is different already, so let's see what happens. I don't know if it's going to make cells. I mean, cloud cells. It probably is, well, something's happening there. It is probably going to make fingers again. I can see them happening already. And I like fingers. It's interesting. I don't have as much 3 tones of blue because I was just using leftover paint. Yeah, because I wanted to just get rid of that paint. So, let's see what happens in a few minutes. And then we will tilt it. We'll do the tilting. It's going to be a lot of white, I think. It's going to be interesting. But I did add a lot of the Art Deco art rather, enamel, which is supposed to make cloud cells. I don't think I'm seeing cloud cells, but I am seeing, let me move this way a little bit. I am seeing fingers. I'm going to just move the paint a little bit to stimulate it. I like the middle. I'd like that middle to grow a little bit. I don't know what kind of a cell this is in here. Looks like a diamond shape. I've never had a cluster of diamond shape like that. Yeah, we're having fun. We're experimenting. We'll see what happens. Got a bunch of fishes flowing in there. I really warm up that middle. There's a few cells popping up around the edge here with the heat. You just got to keep that gun moving, or else you burn your canvas. You'll burn the paint. I do like the center. It's really like a swirl of water. And let's see what happens when I tilt. Okay. You having any fun yet? Let me just take you down for a second to show you what's happening there in the middle. I really like that middle. Okay. We're going to tilt. Now we are going to tilt. Gonna have to put a lot of paint off. There's a lot of whiteness there, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Bring it back. Something's happening in there. I don't want to lose this. I really like that. Let me get this off a little bit more here. Bring it back quick. Very interesting middle. Okay, now we're going to go this way. Get some off that way. Got a lot of paint on there. Woohoo! Bring it back. Still nothing I would call a cloud cell, but pretty interesting. Very interesting, darling. Yes, yeah, I'm supposed to do this slowly, but there's a lot of paint on here. Get that corner off, bring it back. These are interesting. These little cluster of diamond shape, not fingers this time. No, we lost the fingers. But, okay. Let's let it go down that way. Let's let it go off this corner while I got it this close. It's bringing up a little bit more of the darker blue right in here, which is good. I really love this. Yeah. I even like this quiet space, but I have to get a little more paint off. So I could leave that quiet space and go off the top here where it's a little boring. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I like that quiet space. Slowly rocking it so it goes up that way slowly. Doesn't let things off that I don't want let off. I think this is much more interesting than what I had. Okay. Let's bring it back. That's forced that center to grow. These particular cells that I like. It's forcing them to cell. They are not cloud cells. I wouldn't call them cloud cells. But they're different. It's a different kind of cell. I'm going to let it grow back a little this way. And actually it's almost done, I think. It's not moving very much. I got my finger here messing up this corner, but I can fix it. I think that's it. Let me put it down. Yeah, I like that better than the last one even. You know, sometimes you just got to play, and you never know what's going to happen. The other one was pretty too, but this is, I just like this much more, because I can't get at it, can't get at that bottom. So I'm going to just clean this off. I got a paper towel. Good wet towel is better. Wet cloth towel, so you don't have to use so many paper towels. So I'm just going around the edge, cleaning off a lot of this heavy duty stuff that came off the edge. Fix this corner a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go around this another couple of times. That is pretty color, and I do like the effect. Didn't quite get my cloud cells, but I got some kind of a wild cell there. And I'll try this again when I get to Florida, see if I am going to put it on the cookie grate and on the floor, on a piece of cardboard so it doesn't mess up the floor. There you go. So that's it for today. There's those really cool cells there in the middle. And I like this little quiet space down here. I like the veins. So I'm going to just go put this on the floor, and that'll be it. That I did. There you go. That was my first attempt. And I do really like this blue. Now this color looks different away from that light. That's more of the true color, blue. Very pretty color. This is a 20 by 20. And I will probably epoxy this. Got some real cool stuff going on in the middle. I'll get the other one. I added a little darker blue. And it's a metallic blue. I think it's sapphire. And it does have a gloss on it already. It's a beautiful color blue. But this also did not make cloud cells. It made some cells, but that's not cloud cells. Okay, so that's the second attempt. And you saw the third. So that's it, folks. Keep painting.